side to that, though, is it is 3 melee heroes already, and
seconds
you could
remaining.
switch into the Shaker, and then you've got like Fissure all of the sudden from your Morph Lane to combo together with it all after
Hmm.
the Winter's Curse. So I agree that it's like it's not like that immediate burst up potential, and they're going to go for the Grimstroke instead. So this is really not the big wombo combo that I think you expect to see with Darkseer, but it's more like Ion Shell, Inkswell, somebody run them in. Speaking of which, man, a Purge would be so good on Fnatic.
Yes, it definitely would.
10
Oracle
seconds remaining.
is already banned out, so they need some sort of way to be able to
5
dominate
seconds
one of
remaining.
these creeps. Wonder what they could go. I mean, the Lycans in the pool. Could they go for an uber aggressive style here?
What do you think about Enchantress for Fnatic? Is that too crazy?
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. You can dish out a fair chunk of damage as well with a Legion Commander if you're able to buffer up.
Can you
Dire
purge
team
the
Anti-mage.
Ooh, 23 Savage Anti-Mage.
can you
All right,
purge
well, that
tag team? I'm trying to remember that. The buff that's on it.
I believe so.
Okay. Well, regardless,
Let me double check.
they don't have an
Nope,
aggressive purge. You can't. Okay, never mind then.
cannot be dispelled.
Yeah, the anti mage. What do you
10
think about it here?
seconds
Do you like the
remaining.
pick?
They don't have a ton of lockdown,
5
and
seconds remaining.
other than, I suppose, the Grimstroke ultimate, and the fact that it's BKB piercing as well is pretty significant. But unless you're going to be able to instantly jump onto him, 23 Savage is skilled enough that he's going to be able to get away. Like, you're not going to be able to get this adaptive strike off. You can just
Yeah.
counterspell it. Same with the Tusk Snowball. Same with even just the Walrus Punch if you were to try blinking in a Walrus Punch for that initial amount of lockdown. So it's going to be rough, but hope that they could do something to address it with this last pick that they've highly coveted for themselves.
Walrus Punch, you can do the auto cast thing though, right? And then that still goes through. So that's at least
turn
one
to
side of it.
ban.
They
Yep.
do ban out the Wyvern themselves. God, what do they even need right now? Like, you've got the combo sort of with the Tusk. I guess you're probably going to want a mid laner, I would guess. I don't know.
Yeah. What do they need?
They can already take towers sort of with Morph.
Fnatic's turn to pick.
They need, I guess, something to deal with the anti-mage. Is Puck... Oh, Puck's already banned. Puck was first phase banned.
I mean, maybe they can. I know it sounds kind of weird against an anti-mage, but maybe they can go something like a Storm Spirit and try and get online before the anti-mage has an impact.
Okay.
Use the Inkswell onto the Storm, jump in on the back lines, get some
10
damage, and
seconds
take out the
remaining.
Earthshaker, and then win the rest of the team fight.
Yeah. I mean,
5
and in that
seconds
same
remaining.
vein, I mean, I guess, well, not really. I was going to say that Ember's still in the pool, but like with Shaker and Legion, there's so much lockdown. I don't know.
There is, but it also gives, obviously, the Earthshaker is the thing that you want to be morphing into most of the time, but
Right.
an Ember Spirit isn't the worst thing to morph into either.
Yeah. That could be cool. What are Fnatic going to take? What are they going to take? Is Chen
Well,
available again? No, it's first
5
phase
seconds left.
They listened, by the way,
Dire
that banning out
team
the
pick.
Chen. They go the Chikiro. Okay.
Okay. I don't mind it.
Riki.
You may
Ricky,
now
huh?
select your heroes.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Sure.
Whatever.
Why not?
So it is going to be like we were talking about, the 23 Savage anti-mage. In Your Dream is playing the Morph, and then Miracle is going to be playing a very different game than he did last time on this
Yes.
Ricky.
Yeah, I feel like this game is much more centered around In Your Dream as opposed to Miracle style.
Yeah.
Where he's going to be creating the space for the Morphling to be able to have an impact and hopefully burst down. You would think Moon would be the main target for this, but still, it's going to be so hard to try and catch out one of these heroes.
God, I can't believe
10
that they've picked
seconds
4
remaining.
melee heroes into Darkseer, and like T1 just doesn't have like a solid stun to put on top of them. It's crazy, you know? Like,
I mean, it seems like they're putting a lot into this vacuum smoke cloud wall combo, I suppose. But I mean,
sounds
how
terrible.
successful is that going to be? Yeah.
It sounds terrible. All right, well, Ladies and gentlemen, game number 2. We're going to get started and hop into this one. Fnatic facing off against T1. We've said what we kind of think about the drafts and where they're going to land. We still have a game to be played as we try and figure out what the end result will be. And I'm going to try and load up the odds this time. And last time when I loaded up the odds, it was wrong. I was loading up the odds for Fnatic versus Geek Fam, which hasn't happened, obviously. So I'm going to do it correctly this time. I'm going to be a good person. Oh, there it is. So that's what they're giving you for game number 2. We'll see what ends up happening, as it is going to be a quick and early start. Timing wise, it feels like a lot is predicated upon when this Riki gets his diffusal blade. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And with this Legion Commander pick, it makes it always more difficult to try and farm as this melee core, because you can just trade very easily. If they try and harass against you, you've got the counter attack that can turn things around immediately. It just makes it a very, very tough situation all around.
So there's this funny thing that I do, by the way, when I'm loading into the games, to make sure that I don't leave the overlay up forever and it's terrible. I cast the draft off of the OBS preview monitor thing, and I made the scene really big, and then I just tried clicking on it, and I realized that I wasn't clicking anything because I was clicking on OBS and not in the actual game.
That is a good tip, and I will remember that, because I have done that a couple of times in my casting career.
Yeah. It's a really easy way to make sure that you don't do it anymore, but still occasionally you mess up.
Yeah.
No.
Sometimes you click on the OBS screen.
Exactly. And then that's not good. And then something like this happens, which is not great. Or something like this, and then you're like, oh, what's happening? Nobody saw that. It's fine. I just clicked on the game capture itself and started moving around the screen. Taking over that outpost. DJ and Ice, they're up on the top side of the map here. And it looks like there might be a bit of a battle for the bounty runes. As Jab is going to try and push back Forev, but Okum nearby as well. They are going to have a tough time trying to contest for this. Are they going to full-on tri-lane this anti-mage?
I don't think so. I think they were just looking to pressure the runes, make sure they got both of them. They do have the kill potential if they were to go in completely. Is he going to be able to get off this tag team? Doesn't seem to want to go for the Jakiro at all.
No, it looks like they're going to try and eat the wave. I think that's the play here. Ion Shell double of them and then just body block the whole thing as well as slowing it down. They're not going to get it, though. They didn't body block. What? Okay, now the shards, and that looks like it might actually be enough to finish it off. So are they going to dive right at the start here? Or are they just...
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay. Weird.
They're just trying to secure farm in any way imaginable. I mean, what's the game plan right now for Miracle on the top side? Because he's suddenly up against 2 people. DJ wisely going up towards the top side, pulling these creeps down underneath the tier 1 tower, you would assume. And Jab's harassing out as much as he can.
Right. So I guess the thing about this is that it's sort of like what I was talking about last game, where Forev kind of needs to get level 3 before they can really play aggressively in this lane, I think. To double up that damage from the Ion Shell. In the meantime, DJ is actually just roaming around because he realizes, hey, I'm not really gonna be able to kill Miracle here. And Ice should have a perfectly fine time in this lane. So instead, they're gonna mess with In Your Dream, who right now does not have any points in the waveform, and Moon's on top of him. Oh, there he goes. Got level 2.
Having to walk all the way back just to be able to pick up a sentry ward is another thing. You kind of cut off the supply chain, I suppose you could call it, by constantly cutting these creep waves.
Yeah. I'm trying to mess with 23 Savage. I don't think that he wanted to have to take shards there to make sure that they got that first creep wave killed, but he does have it now, level 1 still, and has almost gotten level 2, but Jabs is going to make him take some extra damage from this as Forev eats up this other wave. Now he has level 3, so 2 points up on that Ion Shell. We'll see if they decide to pressure this anti-mage or if they are just going to leave it as is for now.
Jab's trying to interrupt the healing potion. Doesn't look like he'll be able to. And well, speaking of this Tusk, he's in a bit of trouble.
Yeah. Gotta hide
Savage
it out.
Isn't. He's having to tank up a lot of these creeps as well, so not an enviable position to be in.
Well, and I guess this is part of the reason that Jabs comes over right now is to try and put the pressure on so that he doesn't get a free walk back to harass the anti-mage by Forev. Up here topside, Ice is pushing Tolleson completely out of lane, it feels like. And in the meantime, it's Miracle who's just trying to get whatever farm he can underneath the tower as well. But yeah, this is going to be a dangerous position for 23 Savage for a little bit. He has a salve coming out to him, but besides that, it's just one tango. So get salved up by the Jakiro, and we'll see if they eventually try and get some more pressure on Forev. Doesn't look like they're going to do it. They're just going to let him get some free farm in.
He's been doing a really good job, though, farming underneath the tower.
Didn't know about that ward.
And the battle favors me.
Got him.
Yeah, right? Uh-oh.
Top side, they're going on to Ice.
The stun, give him the punch. Do they have any extra follow-up? Not enough to get the kill.
Spell's still on cooldown, so they weren't able to get the Mango follow-up with Ice. He's going to nuke the wave. Oh, just to be careful, though.
Yeah, shards. Oh, and he just runs back the other direction.
Oh, Ice, styling on him.
That's crazy. And now he's just going to turn and give Miracle some more punches. He knows the rest of them are leaving, so there's nothing that they can do there. Man, I like this ward, but this is feeling a little bit rough right now for T1. Like, every move that they're making is just not working. And Forev here is going to get the TP back towards the tower as the wave is going to be doubled up. Ish.
Self-portraits.
Yeah. I'm really liking the way that Savage is farming as well. He was farming completely alone underneath a tower with all of that creep wave disruption that happened, and I didn't see him miss a single last hit. So really nicely done to be leading on the net worth charts.
And again, I'm a little bit confused. Like, I thought that they were going to bring in Yokum again to try and pressure the AM with Forev having, like, the more damage out from the Ion Shell, but he's not opting to go for it. Instead, they're just saying, okay, we're going to, get what we can out of these lanes and be okay. But they're already behind in all three lanes.
Yeah, behind in all three lanes, and they've left this anti-mage to completely free farm on his own. They've even got these creep waves pushing underneath the tier 1 tower, so they're going to get taken out probably before Forev can get the experience from them. At least one of them he's going to miss out on.
Courier has been killed.
Denied.
Well, and a second deny there as well. He might even get the third. He forces out the vacuum to make sure that he didn't end up getting that last range creep denied. Now a lot of heroes in the area. Forev, what is he going to do? I think the answer is die. He gets the surge off. Could go for a jump in if they wanted, but not going to opt for it. Ooh, breaking the salve. Nice.
Nicely done. Forces a little bit of a rotation, but yeah, at the end of the day, you've got Forev, who's still yet to hit up into his level 5, and 23 Savage a full level ahead. Like, he was neck and neck with, and still is, the mid laners at this point, because Jabs didn't need to stay in lane. His job was just to harass out Forev as much as he could.
That's pretty crazy. Do you see all this, like, stuff that's on the left-hand side of the screen that wasn't going away? It's like all the bounty
What
runes.
stuff?
There was, like, all the bounty rune notifications and everything that was, like, piling up there on the left-hand side. I don't know, it's weird little bug.
Not for me. Like, I've had it happen once, not this game.
Shards. Tusk. He has a haste rune. Waveform forward. Take down DJ. Now, they see this stack over here, but they don't really have the greatest of heroes to take it out right now. I guess they could go in maybe with, like, 2 points in the Stroke of Fate or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, still holding that last skill point. They're looking to rotate up towards the top side, and Ice. He's got great game sense. But, Ward at bottom is definitely going to assist. They know they're not TPing down towards that bot side.
Oh, they have to be careful here on the side of T1. As it looks like Moon is going to come in to finish this off. They drop down this ward, which is not quite... It's going to see Moon now. They have vision of him. Looking up to the Stroke of Fate. They don't hit that Stroke of Fate, though, onto Moon. Shards block off, but he just Astral Steps the other side. That's a little bit of a hard kill to get.
Yeah. Pretty sure DJ got all of those last 3 kills, though, so that's going to be really helpful for his first key items. He's rushing into the Blink Dagger. Oh, nice. Again, just that great presence of mind, and plus being level 6 against a level 2 Tusk doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that's a nice thing for him. Forev picks up the trusty shovel. He is level 6. 23 Savage still with a completely free game. and has just not been pressured at all in these early goings.
Are you even trying?
I don't know. This is really scary right now. You give this guy a free game, and I mean, is it a game that he can just sort of take over completely, or are there things that he has to be worried about in this one?
I mean, he doesn't have to be worried about a wall for a little bit because it was just used to even get a single illusion. And the rest of his team, they're doing what needs to be done. They're creating a ton of space on the top side. They're starting to take down this tower. Miracle is just forced to sit back and let it happen, basically.
The plus side here, at least, is that, you know, like you're talking about, they have been able to get some good damage here on the mid tier 1 tower. In Your Dream, Paulison, Yoakum all in the area. They aren't able to fully take it down yet. Ice could duel here if In Your Dream isn't careful. He has to be real careful here. Almost pulled him in, but not quite in time. And on the top side, they take down the Jakiro. All right. T1, after losing the tower, able to pick up a few here and there.
Yeah, I think that's kind of just a consolation prize. You know, oh, mid lane. They're getting arrested.
They do have no points yet taken in Snowball for Yoakum, but he does have 1 point available if he needs it.
I have bunching for you.
So, continuing the pressure.
I really prefer this this build up to the Battle Fury these days because yeah, it does slightly different styles of damage. It's less focused on creeps, more on heroes, but it means that you're less likely to be punished because you don't need that demon edge anymore. It's these smaller damage items that mean that you gradually get more of those stages of farm.
Yeah, totally. It's very nice. Ice has been able to avoid multiple ganks, but it looks like this one is finally going to be a bit too much for him as the chase comes in. And they get the kill. So another punish there. T1 making a bit of a comeback. Moves that they want to make.
A little bit. They've got a Ironwood tree just sitting inside the base. I wonder who they're going to give that through to. You would think it's Moon on his Void Spirit just to make him a little bit more tanky. He's going straight into the crit stick. So damage and space creation is the name of the game for him, and then the late game, the late game, they're going to give that to 23 Savage.
Chasing Forev. Fissure gonna land. He is under control. Vacuum. Pull back in, and they back out. So able to take a couple of those ones, and it looks like there was 1 outpost apiece for each team. Yeah, so very slow start to this game as we hit this 10-minute mark. Still waiting for the big opening, and it feels like that kind of has to favor Fnatic just because of this free farming AM.
Nice positioning here from Jabs on his Jakiro, making sure to stand in the trees on the side. They had the Grimstroke and the Riki standing nearby, so that's basically a guaranteed kill onto him if he's in a vulnerable position, but just choosing to stay back and make sure he's in a safe space.
Yeah. DJ eats up that tome. Still a long ways away from getting his Blink Dagger. He's going to try and get this camp stack, and we'll eventually get there. So some more farm eventually there for his anti-mage, who ends up eating a wall and taking a lot of that mana away from him. It is one thing that's pretty scary is these Dark Seer illusions actually surge him in, forced to get the blink out. And does find DJ. Yeah, this is not going to be enough, though. Movement speed's pretty low. Up on the top side, they find Legion. Ice. Body blocked in a little bit. Jabs trying to slow him down. Shards. Ooh, just barely. Stroke of Fate is not going to finish off that kill.
Oh. Miracle.
He was thinking about it.
Just going. I think if he hadn't used the W on himself on Ice, he might have gone down. They're going to get a kill into Jabs anyway.
Yeah, nice easy pick up there for him. And an 11-minute Battle Fury for Anti-Mage. That is pretty quick. That is really, really quick. Man. We'll see what he ends up doing with it.
Looks like they're looking to get a bit more aggression out. I'm interested to see the order that Jabs goes with his skill build, because when you're going up against a Tusk, Ice Path becomes a really nice ability because you suddenly know exactly where that snowball is going to end up, and so you can set up some really nice counter plays there.
Yeah, absolutely. And they thought about going on Ice Ice Ice, but decided against it, since there was people sitting behind, ready to party. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, like, because normally you see just those 2 points in the dual breath as more chase coming. They're trying to find Yokum, pull him back in on that Tusk. He's level 6. Snowball is there, but he doesn't get it off, and it's going to be a dual victory for Ice Ice Ice. Now further forward, they jump. Assimilate. They come out on the other side of it, chasing for Paulison. Instead, now they turn. In Your Dream shows up, blows up Moon. Maybe going to be able to take down another. Ice 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 hits a really big, overwhelming odds, and there's going to be the Echo Slam to kill off Miracle. They are soul-binded together, but Frev, does he have enough range to get in there? They get the kill onto Ice 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 by virtue of In Your Dream. DJ looking to TP out. Adaptive Strike broken. In Your Dream chasing. Can he kill him? I think the answer is going to be yes as they waveform forward. No more mana. DJ throws out the Enchant Totem, but in the end, do they get him? He's switching over. Yeah, they know where he's at. They got the kill.
Oh. In Your Dream?
They got one kill there. Paulison. And he's trying to figure out who does he want to pop. Who's he trying to kill here? Oh god, 23-7. He gets the kill on the Grimstroke hiding in the trees. Oh, this is a silly game. And I say he's just like running underneath the towers.
Running it down mid, you know. Just Ice Ice Ice.
Oh, jeez. That's crazy.
And you've got all 3 mid heroes just, all 3 heroes on core heroes on Fnatic's side, just sitting in this mid lane, just wanting to make sure that they can take this tier 1 tower, open up a lot more of the map for themselves. It just speaks to the confidence that they have, right? Like, they created a ton of space on the top side. Yeah, Jabs probably could have gotten away with not dying there, but at the end of the day, it's all for the benefit of this anti-mage who's going to start scaling at a higher rate than what T1's heroes can.
It's the looming threat that I think you've got on this anti-mage. The other thing that I will say that this is the same thing that Frev did last game with his Darkseer, was going for, as there's going to be a quick little vacuum use there, going for the pipe first instead of what we've seen a lot of other heroes doing, a lot of our Darkseers doing, going for the Helm of the Dominator. So just opting for that more team fight oriented item against all the magic damage that they've got.
Yeah, and maybe noticing it in the previous engagement, or at least that they were close with the items that they were building up into. Jabs just sitting on the bot side, using his macro pyre purely to push out waves. I see way too many players just holding on to it and expecting to use it in a big way in a team fight, but it has so much impact to just be able to, as a POS 5, safely secure your team an extra 30 seconds on the map.
Okay. That's nice. It's a good way to... You know, it's one of the strongest parts of this hero is that you sort of slow it down, that push down by 1 extra wave. This tower is still alive because of that, and it means that there's not another movement coming from tier 1 for another probably at least 20 seconds or so, which gives time for Fnatic to push out the rest of those waves. Very, very important. Yeah, we're also wanted to mention Anti-Mage getting like some of the best items possible. He actually had the Aquila in his inventory, and then he ended up dropping it, I guess, and picking up the Vampire Fangs instead. And now he's got a Vambrace, so he's going to switch that one out. So just a flurry of different types of items, but he's ending on the Vambrace. All good news for the AM.
Wonder if In Your Dream might walk into a vulnerable position. No, he's going to walk back.
Moon instead is the one that's in a vulnerable position. He's going to drop. They get that kill. Waveform forward, DJ. That was not a good enough Echo Slam. And in the meantime, In Your Dream switches into the hero, tries to find himself an opening. 23 Savage jumps in, almost takes down Paulison. They will be able to get another kill onto Jabs. But AM gets out as well as Ice Ice Ice.
Yeah, I mean, you can play around this AM as much as you want, but if your mid player is getting picked off before the fight can even begin, then you're not giving yourselves all that much hope.
Yeah. I mean, this is normally, I think, the role that Moon tries to play, which is like that aggressive, get in there, create chaos type of hero. But in this game in particular, as they get the duel off, I don't know if this is actually going to work. Moon trying to make it happen. In Your Dream pulled back in, but he got the switch off in the straight form. And now the wall dropped down onto one. They're going to take down DJ to start this fight off. And again, just a little bit over aggressive by Fnatic, and T1 reacting perfectly. They know exactly what they need to do. Moon, he's caught off the other side of the trees. Jokum finds him. There's going to be the chase down. Do they have enough for the kill? Yes, indeedy duty. Miracle with the triple kill.
Yeah, they know exactly what's going to be beneficial to them. Picking up the ultimate orb. That's Amanta style as well, coming out towards 23 Savage here. He needs to be careful that it doesn't get sniped by any of these heroes that might have been staying in your dream. He's down on no mana, but once that mana's gone, a lot of the damage is also reduced on 23 Savage's end.
Definitely. You know, we've been talking about this anti-mage free farming, but he really hasn't been able to do all that much in these fights, which is, I mean, what you'd expect. It sort of has that feeling where if the next couple of minutes are going to be super key for who ends up winning this game. If 23 Savage can continue to farm unabated, you're probably going to end up with a very close game going on. But if he dies once in the next several minutes, and he's underneath the ward right now, things could go south so quickly, and they're going to know where he's at next, most likely. They're going to be able to anticipate his movements, as it looks like T1 are going to group together and go for a smoke pickoff play.
Yeah. Got a bottom lane completely pushed in, though, so he could be completely free just to TP down there. On the flip side, though, now that he's got this Manta style...
Dude, look at this. Miracle, he pings it out. He knows exactly where he was going to go. They have an idea. They see him over here. Jump in. Diffusal Blade. They've got him caught. The Manta trying to live. Is it going to be enough? No. Dude, Miracle read that so pretty. That was like, I don't know, Fox up smash on a roll. It was beautiful.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I got that reference. Don't worry about it.
So did everybody. Cool.
Oh, they caught DJ with the vacuum. Very nice.
Oh, well done. T1 playing it pretty.
I'm more of a puff player myself, though, so it's like...
You disgust me.
I don't rest, though. I use rollout, so
That's fair.
It's very different.
That's the way to do it. Man, well, just like that, another freaking kill on the other side of the map. Where are all these things happening? Miracle's just an assassin. He's pissed about that last game. He wanted that win.
I mean, this is what Boom was trying to do with their lineup, right? We're going for the Ricky, but it's actually able to be executed to perfection by T1, at least thus far, you know. Anti-Mage getting picked out that one time due to the great presence of mind coming from Miracle to know, like, if I'm an Anti-Mage, this is where I'm going to be at this stage of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was absolutely right. And guess what? Ice jumped upon, wanted to duel somebody. It's not going to be enough. Moon also in trouble, stunned for half his life and dead for the other half. As they find 2 more kills on cores. DJ maybe looking for an opening here. They spot out one. Nah, he's just going to get the hell out of there. And now the map feels so much smaller for this anti-mage. Speaking of which, my god.
Thou art damned.
Damn.
And aggressive. Manta style next for the build-up for In Your Dream as well. So now they've got the burst potential in case they do pick anyone out. It's a decent amount of damage as well, considering you've got the maxed out Ice Shards, you've got the Stroke of Fate. It's going to be doing a ton of damage in these encounters as well. You don't need the Ricky there to make something happen.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Saw him for a second there. Invis. They're looking. They want to find this fight. This is a little bit scary. Underneath the ward, they run into Jokum. They run to a couple more afterwards. DJ Echo Slam land onto 2. Oh, the comeback is pretty. Can they find this secondary round of fights, though? It's actually not looking like it's good enough. The snowball saving. And the jump away. Miracle didn't die. He got the BKB off in time. So they still end up losing 3 on T1, but they didn't lose Miracle. Oh, God, the Remnant. Oh, it was so close. They almost got him. So they lose Darkseer, Tusk, and the Grimstroke in exchange for the Earthshaker.
I mean, worth, right? Like, you got off the Echo Slam, you've gotten value through your life, and more importantly, it stops the momentum that T1 had to be able to come back into it. That 6k lead suddenly shrinks a little bit. That win probability graph starts to creep up a little bit more. Still in T1's favor quite heavily, according to Dota Plus.
What's it saying there? Oh my god, I almost pressed F9. For those of you that don't know, you can actually pause the game as a spectator, so don't do that. It's really bad. They don't like it so much, these pro players, if you pause the game for them.
I mean, you talk about question marks before. You would get a fair few of those if you did that.
Yeah, not to mention some other people upset at me. No doubt about it. All right. So 22 minutes in, it's a 5,000 gold lead for this T1 team. Moon laying out some of these remnants back in the trees just in case the Riki happens to be nearby. You like to see those types of plays.
Mid lane.
Radiant's bottom tower
They getting them?
is under attack.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. He's gone down again. They're trying to get a pick off here onto someone with the smoke coming through from 23 Savage, but he's not farming throughout all of this. And Faker, not Faker, Forev, he's positioning himself really well. Found him out though.
Yeah, they did, but the fissure kind of separating. They can't get all the damage onto him. It's enough, though. Miracle shows up, tries to take down another one. In Your Dream there as well. 23 Savage, as well as Moon, get the TP out. But yeah, a very weird anti-mage game now. It feels like ever since he got the Manta, he's just been like running around hunting and hasn't really been farming that much. He's still staying ahead of the Morph, but it feels like he's thinking, I need to be more involved, as they find themselves the Jakiro.
The ideal early game and it hasn't actually translated into anything beyond that. You know, he's going up into what next? Talisman of Evasion. It looks like just a naked one. Oh, he's going to go into the Butterfly. Still about 1,000 gold away. But I'm kind of surprised that he hasn't been doing more split pushing than he has. You know, the tier 1 tower is still standing on the bottom side of the map. Might be getting caught out again.
Well, is it going to happen? Jump in. Some trouble. Gets the blink out. I mean, he's living life on the edge, but he's living.
Still looking for him here with Miracle. He might catch him out.
Almost mid lane. They almost got Moon as well. He does manage to live through that. Do they have an idea? God, that would have actually caught him. Witcher Savage Yokum still spots it. Nah, he's not going to be able to get there. Dude, how did they know? How did they know?
Just game sense, you know? You play enough games of Dota, you think, yeah, he's probably going to be here.
Well,
got Jabs with a very aggressive rotation just on his own. He doesn't mind if he's died too much. 6 deaths in 25 minutes isn't the worst. Just for a bit more map control in their end.
still controlling this map. T1 aggressive movements all over the place, continuing to invade the jungle and the areas where Fnatic want to be. But Fnatic, for, you know, as much as it's 23-9, they have by and large been able to avoid some of these bad pickoffs. Like this one, I think you're okay with Ice 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 dying, as it looks like he is probably going to.
Well, look at what's happening in the top side while all this is happening. Like,
right.
Yeah, Ice 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 is going to die. That's a tier 2 tower going down. And even if they were going to pick him off, what does that actually translate to outside of Roshan? They're doing Rosh now. 23 Savage could keep pushing, but he's just going to go to the jungle. Maybe try and get one of these neutral items.
Yeah, I agree. Well, no, he is going to try and pressure this out now. He's going to make him pay a little bit for going in and getting that Rosh. And now he knows, okay, nobody's coming for me yet. Backs out afterwards and is going to TP away. But in your dream, getting the Aegis, very important part of their game plan now. He's got the Lincoln Sphere picked up as well. Ooh, and a Titan Sliver. That is real nice.
Handy to have. Paulson might be in a rough spot right now.
Yeah, he might be. He might just be.
I don't know about that.
Soulbind was a little bold. Brev looking, pulls back in one. Ooh, manages to get the other with the wall. Okay, take down DJ. It's pretty cool.
Morphling is a very hard carry as well, so they don't mind if it goes super late here on T1, and they've given themselves the window to be able to do that with the Aegis now secured up for him in your dream. He's nearly hitting into his level 20, so he's going to have some additional flexibility there. I don't know, it just feels like whenever 23 Savage gets space, he goes to the jungle, or at least a couple of times we've been watching him.
Yeah. I mean, that pressure up top was definitely good. That's what they need to kind of do with him. Miracle spotting out jabs. There was a sentry ward placed down, so he's going to know he's there, but can't get into range to get the kill as the TP is completed. Moon, in the meantime, also trying to make some space. He is going to bait out this illusion, it looks like. But very quickly realizing, oh, wait, no, Brev sees him over here. This is BKB TP out, though. Mid. Ice Ice. Caught again. Ice path down to try and save a life. But it's not going to be enough. So these next couple of minutes are just sort of all T1s to do with as they please.
Yeah, having to use the macro pie to try and save them, try and discourage them in the middle of that team fight means that it's not free to be used to farm any sort of creeps, and that force staff so vital on this Jakiro to be able to break the continuous combos that seem to be happening with the Riki silence.
Jump in now. They've got vision up on the high ground. If they think that that's a safe place, it is not. Tier 2 tower starting to drop down low. Top lane though, 23 Savage, seeing if he can take down this tier 3 tower. They drop down the wall, get an anti-mage illusion, can push it out with that, but that means no Darkseer. Back towards mid where, oh god, almost caught him there. But not quite going to be able to get it.
Just the power of being able to give that level of vision so that Miracle can jump in and follow. It's a powerful tool. Might look to do it again. Not quite.
They take down the observer ward that's up
No
there.
thanks.
I feel like we've seen this before. The DJ 23 Savage move, just hide out in the woods. To anybody playing Fnatic later, watch out for this area. That's where they like to hang out. And they're going to push out the wave again.
He's gone the Skadi just for that survivability, you know. If he gets picked off or gets caught, he's obviously got the Titan Sliver to help him out a little bit. He's got the Manta Style, but just pure HP is more than useful for him.
You're talking for the AM?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he still is, by a pretty good margin, the most farmed hero in the game. Miracle jumps on top of Jabs, blows him up, and they're away again.
They're away. He still doesn't have his force staff. Very cool to be able to pick up the telescope, though. It minimizes.
In your dream.
He's
just going in. The vacuum from the low ground. And managed to find the kill. He switched over into the Legion Commander, has the press the attack again for another round of it. Is going to take down this building. Nobody is home. Nobody is here. Nobody is stopping this complete and total destruction that's coming out. But now they found up on the top side. What? Okay. No anti-mage. In Your Dream's going to take this building. Snowball immediately there to save if they need to. Moon is going to be punched back, and they will eventually find this kill on Jokum, it looks like. Well, 23 Savage trying to see if he can take this fight. They find one follow-up finish. Now the kill on the Jabs yet again. They're keeping Forev under fire. T1 kind of in an awkward position right now. Forev is in super duper duper deep, and he's going to be taunted and pulled back in. And Miracle is here along with In Your Dream. Okay, they're not going to go for any more. They're just
you felt that. You felt that In Your Dream wanted to fight, considering the Aegis is about to expire in 10 seconds. So he's like, well, let's keep going. But sometimes in the heat of the moment, you forget that, well, the rest of your team doesn't have an Aegis, and so it's going to be a lot harder for them.
This will do nice.
Yeah, and you know, talking about that Morphling, I was saying how he was like still a little bit behind the anti-mage. No longer. He's like right there with them now. And well, they found themselves another. Moon trying to escape, gets the Astral Step up to the high ground. Maybe he can find a kill, gets the jump out afterwards. Very quickly out of there. So they can't kill off Moon.
Have you had a look at this Grimstroke's items lately?
Oh, that's nifty. Policy. Oh, man. I like that one a lot. In Your Dream?
I mean, it's worth nothing if you die beforehand, but...
You're not wrong. Miracle is able to find the kill on the Jabs. The Stealth Assassin is going to be destroyed. As Moon is able to finish him off, and that is a huge streak. Can't afford to give up that kill at all.
Yeah, that's completely enormous for Moon. Now, what, he's got a full Ags completed? Or, no, he's just started building the point booster now.
Interesting. Oh, no, he does have it done.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, that's where the career is. There we go.
Yeah.
Looking at the wrong.
So good old Resonant Pulse. 2-charge Silence. It's going to be hard to deal with. Meanwhile, Surge forward, looking up onto the high ground. Rev, I almost said Faker. Trying to find an opening. Ion Shell, Silence onto 3. Do they have a way to break it? Guardian Greaves used a little prematurely there. 23 Savage going to be leashed to himself. Can they do anything else, though? It doesn't look like it. So they just back the hell out of there. So that was the Ink or the Dark Portrait rather, being used and then counterspelled back.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Ice Frog has way too many layers to this
Dire's middle
game.
tower
I'm
has
sorry.
fallen.
Yeah. It makes things weird. I don't know. This is very strange, though, right? Like, after Miracle dies, you kind of reassert map control as Fnatic. They forced out some big abilities there. There's no wall for another 40 seconds. Roche capable of respawning in about 40. It feels like that's probably going to be the next battleground, I would imagine.
Yeah, and you can tell with their target prioritization, you can't be going in onto this this Morphling as the main target when you're taking these initial team fights. It's got to be the Riki that they're focusing. He's doing a lot of work. He's slippery. He's able to take out the supports continuously. It's not just one big shotgun like the Morphling has with the E-Blade and the Adaptive Strike. And then on top of that as well, he's got the Manta style, so he can just get out of any sort of silence, whereas Riki, outside of the BKB, doesn't really have any sort of big defensive items.
No, definitely. Should mention the jump away there from Jabs. He's finally been able to live for like a second. This guy's died 10 times so far. It's just sort of the life of Jakiro, but, you know, it happens.
The power of the Force Staff as well.
Dire's bottom tower
Can't be
is under
understated.
attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
All right, bottom lane pushed in. 23 Savage. Thought he had an Aghanims there for a second, but that was somebody else that was clicked on. Does have the Counterspell Magic Resistance ability picked up. This Dark Portrait is super valuable if you can get it onto the AM, obviously. But after that last fight, it sort of proves how difficult that can sometimes be. Macropyre down, Snowball save. Stun there. On to Ferev, still living for the moment. They have Guardian Greaves if they need to pop them. Now leashed together. Now the Dark Portrait throwing it out for a second. That's a lot of damage onto these guys. They got a good couple of illusions, but, well, now they're dead. So that maybe wasn't that great. Now Moon pops the BKB, so too does Miracle. Chasing out of there. Can they get away? In time, Paulison chased down by 23 Savage. They have another illusion now. This is a Darkseer illusion. Snowball up onto the high ground. They are going to blow them up afterwards. So dead for 90 seconds, no Grimstroke, and they managed to find that catch on Yokum afterwards. Ice Path from long range. Fnatic, after being bullied and bum rushed over and over, take another team fight win. And now T1, they need to come up with an answer. They jump in. They've been able to find Ice. Can they blow him up in time? Able to just barely get the jump away from there. In your dream, turning on 23 Savage. Does he have enough damage? Going to get the surge away. Jumping onto that backline. Another buyback used, this time by the Riki and the Tusk. So Fnatic winning this.
DJ is such a god, man. He's so... Like... to be able to, throughout all of that hectic nature, in front of a Roshan, when you're behind, just hold on to your Echo Slam and blink and just stay on the back lines within your little circle of sentry wards so you're not getting gone on by this Riki. And then finally, when Riki just ventures a little bit too far forward, bam, Echo Slam, blown up, and the fight's completely theirs. They're probably going to be able to take Roshan as a result if they wanted to, but looks like they're still staying a little bit cautious, realizing how important he is to the outcome of these team fights.
Just look at these last couple of minutes, like how severely of a swing this has been the other direction. Like, I don't know what it is that's been the full thing that's like turned this all on its head, but Fnatic, they have looked amazing. And T1, they're just trying to hold on and not give up the Aegis now, it feels like, as they just have a 1,000 gold lead. That's it. They had to buy back on Miracle. Game is hard.
They were pinging out 23 Savage farming in the bot side, saying, well, boys, our time is now. They've got nothing to really TP to. Let's try and burst it down super quick.
See if they can get it in time. Him showing on that lane might come back to bite them. Overwhelming odds down in the midst of it. They're going to throw out that Remnant. Hits onto Roche. Still trying to take this down, but now AM has shown up. Silence on the Moon right at the start. They've managed to find the stun. They got him for the second. Miracle, they got the pop BKB. And he's able to get into the tricks of the trade. Yokum controlled, but not going to be dead as of yet. Still has a snowball available to him if they want to use it. Okay, Soul Bind. Now leashed onto both of these two. They're going to be able to back out. This illusion created. They're sending it in and going to try and hit a couple of heroes. Still Roche very, very low. In your dream, going in, trying to finish it off. They've got him down, and BKB pop running in, trying to get it. The jumping Aegis stolen by 23 Savage, but is it going to be good enough? They're all in the midst of this wall now. Jabs gets blown the hell up. In Your Dream trying to find more targets to stick to, as over on the top side, they managed to find the dual kill on a Miracle again. They got him. The Riki is not able to live through this, and 23 Savage now turns on to Paulus, anti-mage mad. Got the Aegis, managed to find the kills, and well, DJ, one more time again, did it to In Your Dream. Taunted, finally gonna be found, and can they get the finish though? Blink away? Is he actually gonna live here? They're trying. Oh, he wants to get out of there real bad. Another round of blinks. Waveform in a second. He doesn't quite have the mana. His mana's getting burned. They jump in. They find it. In Your Dream, he is dead. Finally, the streak is claimed, and the tip comes out from Moon. That's the real savage here. My God.
I mean, Jabs is just left to defend these tier 4 towers for them, but again, I don't want to keep going on about DJ, but goddamn DJ, you are good. He was just basically taking all of the attention of In Your Dream in that team fight. He still has the Echo Slam if he needed to use it, but it didn't end up getting to that stage for them. It's absolutely insane.
And Ice. I mean, he's got big plans right now, apparently. He wants to go for the tier 4 towers. They're calling it. Let's end this game. Piping up the buildings, throwing out whatever they can. Leash for the moment, trying to get that Dark Portrait out. Oh no, he used it on himself. Oh, the counterspell. Really well timed there. And that is so much of what they were hoping to get out of the defense. Still 25 seconds till that's available. Taunt as they get the dual snowball save yet again. T1 trying to hold on, but the Echo Slam comes in afterwards. DJ, this man knew what he needed to wait for, and he did it beautifully. Throne exposed. Fnatic are looking like they are going to finish this one up, barring a miracle. The jump in, the silence to turn it back around. They turn on to poor old Forev, who is going to get eaten alive. Double kill. And well, eyes on the prize. Ice says, let's finish this freaking game off. As they throw out a ton of remnants, they jump in, kill Miracle one more time. GG. Fnatic 2-0.
Again, a much longer game than in the previous series, but the roller coaster style continues. It was Fnatic having such a strong early game, throwing it away through some maybe questionable farming patterns from 23 Savage, and maybe some predictable ones that they might need to work on a little bit with that great play from Miracle to be able to catch him out. He smoke gank, but T1 showing that they're no one to be scoffed at. You know, they've been competitive in both of these games. It's just been some insane individual play coming out from the likes of DJ, and well, honestly, yeah, I think it was DJ that completely carried that game for Fnatic. There was no one else that really stood out for me with what they were able to provide. Yeah, 23 Savage had a very good game, 11, 2, and 6, but at the end of the day, he essentially had a free lane.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that everybody did their job, and then eventually he carried, which is what obviously you're supposed to do. DJ making the big plays as he's wont to do on his shaker, and I think sort of giving credence to the idea that you were talking about earlier of, you know, this hero's really good. It's not a Sand King. You do a little bit more to the world when you're jumping in and just echo slamming people. But yeah, you got to give some credit there to T1. This is going to be a team to watch amongst some of the other ones. Let's switch over. Actually, I can't switch over to splash screen because otherwise it's going to play the ad. But if you look at what the group stage is like with the 8 teams that are competing, this is a team that I would expect to see in the upper part of the bracket, one of those top 4s. We'll see if it ends up happening or not, though. Man, amazing stuff. Really, really solid performance. Danog, thank you so much for joining me again. Any final words before we close out this day?
Don't let DJ play Earthshaker. That's all I got to say.
Fair enough.
And yeah, I've had a great time. So hopefully everyone else has. Hope you enjoyed the cast, and we'll see you again soon.
Absolutely. Be sure to give us a follow. It's in the whatchamacallit title. My brain is melting apart, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. And hit us up on Twitter. Man, great stuff. Solid performance. Shout out again to the sponsors before we log off of this one. Monster Energy keeping us super duper energized. And of course, Loot.bet, the official sponsor of the BTS Pro Series. We'll be back again tomorrow, and then the day after that, and then the day after that, and every day continuing on for the next about week and a half. There's going to be Dota 2 action happening on this channel tomorrow. In case you guys were wondering, we're actually going to be starting a little bit on the earlier side. So it's going to be a 9 p.m. PDT. which is, of course, 6 in the morning CEST, 12 SGT. And I've been able to throw out all of the T's that I need to make sure that people understand what's going on. But it's going to be Geek Fam facing off against T1. So this team is going to be facing off against them. Earlier on, they got 2-0'd by Adroit yesterday. TNC is going to be facing off against Boom Esports. And then last but not least will be Fnatic versus Geek Fam. So be sure to tune in for that, as well as the Americas action, which is going to be continuing on later on today. I think that there's a couple of matches that they have. EG versus Thunder Predator is going to be happening at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So that is, how long is that? That is about 8 hours or so from now, if I'm not mistaken. And then afterwards, it's going to be Crazy versus Cloud9. So a ton of great Dota to come in between now and basically April 22nd. And then I think after that, there might be playoffs, or I don't know. Regardless, there's going to be a ton of Dota. So stay tuned.
There's something. Yeah. And I think we're squad streaming right now as well. So the Dota just doesn't stop.
All right. Wonderful people out there. We'll see you guys next time. Go play some Dota, go watch some Dota, and we'll see you tomorrow.